The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby.
Are you ready for a break?
Yes,
Are you ready for a break?
absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com
We were on a break.
with Nick Eatman, David Hellman, Ambar Garcia, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Friday, December 17th, 2021, Season 17, Episode number 81. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break, live from SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. Nick and Amber here. Dave will be joining us momentarily. Nick, give me an 81 to start the show.
I got to go backwards.
All right.
We've been doing this 80 times now, 81 times.
Yeah.
Never have I had more people hit me up on Twitter.
I got a few of those, too.
Oh, my
About
God.
80?
I'm sorry. And they're right. They're right, because if you would have asked me the greatest play in Cowboys history, in my opinion, it would be Alvin Harper's play against the 49ers.
Not Hail Mary.
No, not to me. Not because I watched it.
Yeah.
1980. I mean, the 80 Alvin Harper, the play 72 yards against the 49ers. That what kind of propelled them to a dynasty. I loved Alvin Harper. I loved his game. I just overlooked it yesterday. And so all these people that hit me up yesterday, I apologize. 80. All right, 81.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Don't even use him. Give me another one. I don't want that one. I give that one back. Give me another one.
Oh, Peerless Price, maybe? 81.
Really?
LaRon Robinson. He busted out 11 touchdowns.
Yeah. He actually had one of those years where he got paid off of that year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he got a nice deal for another team off of that year he had here.
I guess
I thought you were going to say your boy James Whalen. He was 81.
I mean, trust me, Chris, I can wait like 4 more times with him because he passed around. He had more numbers than anybody.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
All right, I'll take my popcorn somewhere else.
All right.
You weren't going for it? You're not having it?
Whatever.
Great player.
Yeah, he was a great player. He was.
Great drama. Do you know who we're talking
Tons
about?
of drama.
Nope.
Popcorn. Get your popcorn ready.
What about Jackie Smith?
Oh, I remember because who was it that made a comment about was it CD that one time kind of said a comment like that too?
Was it?
Somebody say something about that lately?
Somebody
It
said
was like-
popcorn. I forgot who it was. It was recently he said it. We're talking about Terrell.
Was that Jerry on his radio show the other day, maybe?
Oh, there was somebody else that said
I'm
get
pretty
your
sure
popcorn.
it was CD Lamb earlier in the year that he said, "Get your popcorn ready," in reference to the 3 wide receivers playing together and all that, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Old Terrell Owens.
He was different. Yeah, no, Jackie Smith, and nobody wants to hear Jackie. People would rather hear T.O. than hear Jackie Smith, who's in the Hall of Fame. So is T.O.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong. T.O. was a really good player, and a really good player here. T.O. was just one of those guys that it was always, you were kind of weighing that balance between his talent and the drama he brought, right? And whatever point the talent was not enough to overcome the drama, then he had to be out. And that's the hard part for guys like that. Like, he probably could have played here. He probably could have had a much longer career if the drama didn't always seem to follow him.
I'll tell you, I played basketball with him. I shot some hoops with him before the game in Carolina in 2007. Our hotel had a basketball court, and went up there and we're shooting with another guy who covers. He used to cover the team, and we were shooting, and it was just the 3 of us, two basketballs, and T.O. had his own ball. You know how it is. Normally, when you miss, then you don't get change. You get the ball. But with T.O., we were just passing it back to him, and he was like, "Nah, man, let's just shoot." So it was good. And then all of a sudden we had to go to the bus and all that, and then he went and played the game and got hurt, and hurt that night.
Certainly didn't get hurt before, right?
No, he got hurt that
just
game.
making sure.
Yeah.
So basically,
I got pink eye that night, too. That was the night I got pink eye, and yeah.
It's a bad day.
It was bad. It was a bad day. On the plane. Like, I don't know what that story looked like, but I was trying to write after the game with pink eye. Yep.
Rocket Ishmael, by the way.
81.
81.
What were you saying, Evan?
I was gonna say he actually didn't really play together. He basically was just
We were
running
just shooting the
around,
Getting the
picking
ball.
up the ball
And giving it back to
taking
him?
it.
True.
It's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, there was no one-on-one with T.O. or anything like that.
Speaking of basketball, one of the best pickup basketball games I ever saw in my life, and I think I've told you this story before. It happened at training camp years ago.
Yeah.
My room was like literally there was this little area in the restricted area of Oxnard, where we stay, where they had a basketball goal that would sit there at the end, and every once in a while guys would come out there and play a little bit. But I was already getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden I'm hearing all this noise.
Yeah.
And the players had gotten out of their night meetings, and a pickup basketball game had gotten started. And Tony's out there, Cole Beasley's out there, Dez is out there. I mean, it's like all the players are out there, and it was a battle. And when I tell you they were battling back, I sat there at my window because I was on the second floor. I sat there at my window and watched the game because that's how entertaining it was. Yeah, did you see it too?
I kind of came over there because there was one of those things people were talking about.
Yeah.
Like it was a good, and you could hear it.
Yeah, you definitely could hear it.
Dez was there.
Yeah.
So you could definitely
right. So you knew something was going on.
Dez was there, and then Sean Lee, I believe.
Yeah, Sean was out there. Yeah.
Sean's a good basketball player.
But all of them, like I was like, but this just tells you how great athletes. Like I saw my wife this the other day. Like there is no guy that's playing professional football, professional basketball that is not a great, an outstanding athlete. People like to say, oh, he's crap, he's trash, whatever. Trust me. None of these guys are trash. These are top world-class athletes, and all you got to do is watch them do other things that are athletic, and you'll see just how athletic they really are.
I saw that firsthand. We played flag football back in the day.
Yeah.
Tony was on that team for a little bit. No one even knew him, but that wasn't what I remember the most. Well, I do remember that the most because he was the quarterback, but he was a great defensive player too. But Marcus Steele was a linebacker.
Linebacker, yeah.
4th round pick, USC, wasn't that great? It was okay. Yeah. He comes out playing with us. Dude was a baller, like as a receiver. He
was a pretty big linebacker. He wasn't a little linebacker.
They used to have a show called Pros versus Joes.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Marcus Steele was just Randy Moss and people, us out there. He was on our team. But that was a good example of these guys are just
they're
on a different
phenomenal athletes. Phenomenal athletes.
So we named a few 81s.
Yeah. All right, so here, let's go into let's get some injury updates here. What do we know about Tony Pollard at this point?
I think Tony Pollard, it looks like it's going to go down to the end again, but it sounds like it's kind of
Is he progressing?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to listen to McCarthy there. I know we're still listening to it now, but sounds like from this morning that it's still like they're kind of ramping it up where he's going to get at least a chance to do it now. He'll be on the field before the game. I bet it comes right down to it again. It's all about the comfort level of how he's feeling pretty much that day. Yeah,
when it's a torn plantar fascia, you might know more about this than I do. I don't know a ton about it.
I don't.
It sounds like it's a pain management kind of thing.
It is.
More than
That's
anything
what
else,
I've
right?
always been told.
Or pain tolerance.
Pain tolerance, and also.
But it's from what I've heard, like that one, the one that he has, is the type that if you keep walking on it too much or whatever, you can make it actually worse.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I read somewhere and heard about his specific one. Because you can have one that it's just pain related, but I believe that if he gets out there too soon or whatever, he can actually just make it worse.
Yeah, Corey Clement against the Giants. Yeah. I don't need to tell it.
You wouldn't even. Would you just not even chance it? Just be like, give him another week. Why not?
You do want to clinch this thing. And I don't think it's good.
We're gonna get in that a little later. There are some scenarios, but go ahead.
You need a whole segment.
You need a lot. Yeah, we're gonna go down that thing. I'm gonna make Amber pick all the games too.
I just if in that case, in that scenario, making it worse, I'm not in the business of making it worse so I could beat the Giants on the road. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a cakewalk or whatever, but I think if you can beat Washington on the road without him, I think you can beat the Giants.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not risking it.
Division games are division games. There's no such thing as an easy division game. But I get your point.
They got pride. They hate the Cowboys. The fans that go to the game that are for the Giants. It'll be a. I'm not gonna say it's a battle. I think they're gonna do the best they can. I just think the Cowboys are just head and shoulders above them, and I don't think they're in the boat right now that are gonna be looking past anybody. I think we've kind of done that. I think they're going to get their attention, and if they get their attention, then they're going to get their best. I don't think the Giants can hang in there. So we're just picking games right here for a segment.
No, we're not, but we'll get to that. Demarcus Lawrence, tell me what's going on with him. He missed practice yesterday, or was limited, I should say.
Let me pull that stuff up. I don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff. I got asked about Tank, and I was like, Tank, he's good. Honestly, that one caught me by surprise this morning. I didn't even know anything about Demarcus Lawrence, so I need Dave in here to mess with all that.
He's the one that's been talking to Coach here for the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I guess.
Must be good.
Let's wait on a Tank update there.
Okay. I did hear them this morning, though, say Cedric Wilson sounds like there's a possibility he could be back at practice today. He's out right now with COVID. I assume there's a test that he's going to have to pass. That he's negative, but sounds like there's a possibility, there's a chance.
Okay. I know they have the new protocols coming out, or they're out, I guess.
Yeah.
One of them was that you only have to pass one test.
Yeah.
So those new protocols, I guess,
now,
in place?
They asked him about that, and he said, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, based on where he is and in the protocol, there's a possibility that he can be back. He didn't I think he was being very careful not to say one or the other, whether it's old protocol, new protocol. He just said, based on what I've been told by Jim this morning, Jim Maurer, he said it sounds like there's a chance that he could be back today.
Which means that it comes down to symptoms. I mean, it starts with symptoms with players like that, because if they don't have symptoms, then that's the first thing, and then they got to pass tests.
And it's just a test.
It's not the other way around. It's the symptoms first. So if he's symptom free, that's obviously a good thing, and that'll be a good. He's a guy that he needs to play for this offense. I think he's a real big part of this offense, big part of the special teams. He's just one of those glue guys that I always compare to Patrick Creighton. I think he's that type of guy, and I think those guys are important.
And more than anything else, I really, at this point, with all the challenges they're having right now on the offense, I want as many of the guys out there as possible, because that all allows, those repetitions allow them to hopefully get back in that rhythm that they were having earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And he's a part of that. So he's not a key cog. There are other guys that are more important, but I do think having him in the mix, I think, is a part of it. And I kind of want him to get back out there. I want him to be out there to be able to be part of the resurrection.
Is he playing Tank?
Yeah, Tank's playing.
Okay, good.
We're not
That's
worried
easy.
about Tank.
All right, good. Are we worried about anybody?
No.
Okay.
I mean, shoot, even Cedric Wilson
That's what
apparently
you're
might be back at work today.
Tony Pollard?
I still don't feel great about that one. We'll see. Better. I feel the same way that I have earlier this week, which is like, not confident, but
Has anything changed in what he's doing or his status?
He participated in practice for the first time yesterday. He was limited, which means he did something other than rehab on the side. So, step in the right direction.
Yeah. Nick was saying he thinks if it was up to him, he'd just sit him this week. Like, why mess with it? Just give him another week.
If it's what Amber said, if it's a situation that it can get worse if you run on it, walk on it. There is some talk too that if it tears, it's better. So the more you.
But hasn't he torn it? I thought the way he was talking when he had his press conference, it sounded like it was already torn. He just wasn't seeing the benefit yet of it being torn, which
He's
is
waiting on it to feel better.
Right, yeah. He was waiting for that point.
Grimacing, imagining playing a professional sport with a torn anything.
Yeah.
But good for you. Pro football players are tough.
Yeah. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take our final break. When we come back, I got some storylines we're going to talk through.
I was like, final? Dang, was I gone that long? Okay.
First break. When we come back, we have some storyline items we're going to get to, and we will at some point in this show break down the scenario. Cowboys have a chance this weekend. There is a chance Cowboys can wrap up the division. We'll talk about those scenarios. We'll get these guys to pick those games and what they think is going to happen in all those games that have to fall Cowboys' way. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar, and a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Back to the break.
It's holiday season. Spend your holiday with a Star and grab gifts like new player jerseys, tees, hats, plus exclusive collections, all with great deals. The Pro Shop has more Cowboys gear than anyone in the game. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or online at shop.dallascowboys.com at Fanatics Experience.
Welcome back. Second segment of the break.
Human jukebox over here.
Welcome back.
The Southern Marching Band.
That's a good band right there.
That's one of the best bands.
That's a good band right there. All right, welcome back. It is the second segment of Break Live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios. At the Star, we are talking Cowboys versus Giants. They play this Sunday, noon Central Time. We will get to a little later the scenarios that the Cowboys have or that could possibly allow them to clinch the NFC East this weekend. But before we get to that, let's hit some of the storylines of this game. I think there's a lot of intrigue, for me at least, on what's going to happen with the offensive line because there could be some moving parts there. Let's talk first about the left tackle position. Who do you think is the better option? I'm not saying necessarily who's going to be out there. I think we all know who's going to be out there. But who's the better option between Ty Nsekhe and Terrence Steele at left tackle?
I think it depends on what you're asking them to do. I think
you're asking them to play the Giants.
No, I'm like asking them what job you want them to do.
Right.
Run blocking versus pass blocking. I think Nsekhe, give him some credit. Like for as much as people dog him, he's gone in a couple times this season and held his own. He did it Sunday. He did it against. He looked. I thought Cooper Rush was going to get killed in Minnesota when he first came in, and then he settled down and was great for the rest of that game. I think Ty Nsekhe gives you something as a pass protector.
Better than what Steele can give you?
At least comparable, if not outright better, yes.
Okay.
I don't see them that much different from each other. Yeah.
I would go down to Kellen Moore and be like, what are you going to do this week with Terrence Steele as far as the jumbo packages? Are you going to use him? Do you want that a part of your game? If so, because it's that close to me. It's the Nsekhe and Steele if it's that close. If it is that close, and then Steele helps be that extra tight end that reports eligible and all that stuff, then I'm okay with starting Nsekhe. I'd be okay with that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Steele's going to start at left tackle, though. That's what I think.
I think he's right. I think Steele will start. I'm not going to be surprised if they both have a role, though.
You think Nsekhe
just
can
in
do
that
some
jumbo
of that
role, or I
bet he could.
Like they rotate them like they did.
Definitely jumbo, and depending on the situation, I think we'll see both. Okay. I think we will.
All
It's a new era. You do what you do on the defensive line. Same thing.
Hey, who am I to say? Who am I to say it doesn't work? All right, let's talk about the guard position. There's been talk this week that the Cowboys should or could change to left guard. Who do you think is the better option there, Connor Williams or Conor McGovern?
I think it's very similar, and I don't think the drop-off is that severe. I think Connor Williams is a better athlete than Conor McGovern, at least when it comes to playing offensive line. I think Conor McGovern deserves a lot of credit for how well he's done that Hulk thing, the fullback, basically. I mean, it started out as kind of a joke, like, oh, Kellen's just showing off, but like he's pretty good. And that's an element that they haven't had. Like Connor Williams has kind of done it, but it's just not the same.
Not very good.
He's not very good at it.
And so I don't mean to obviously Conor McGovern's a great athlete in his own right, but I think Connor Williams as a guard gives you more athleticism. I don't think it's Dan Orlovsky was talking about this week, and people were asking Kellen more questions about it, like. They don't pull anymore since Conor McGovern became a starter. Like, they don't do any plays that involve pulling or getting your guards out in space, which we know is something Zach Martin can do. I think Connor Williams is better at it than Conor McGovern. And I also expect to see a change there. I think Connor Williams is going to start this week.
Should the change at left tackle with Tyron being out affect the decision of what you do at left guard?
I don't think so. Not anymore. I mean, you got to get the best guys out there.
Not only that, but at this point, I think that there should be plenty of reps between all these guys. Like, first of all, we know they rotate everybody anyway. Like, Connor Williams has been getting reps throughout the season. He was starting. He's still been getting reps while he's been on the bench. Same thing went for Conor McGovern. Like, they were repping Conor McGovern with the starters during practice before he officially got the job. They've been doing this since July. I just think I'm not buying that in December as like a reason to be worried about it.
I just hate that we're all the way down in December, almost finishing up December, and we still don't really know what the best combination really is. I mean, we were here sitting talking about Connor Williams, how he needs to get out of there, and then they finally, eventually make that move, and then we don't necessarily like it either, and we're like, oh, okay, well, that's not working out too well. Not a big drop-off, like we said, but then we've seen the changes, like even in the running game, it just hasn't been the same. So it's just, and I get it, like you're never going to really know what's best until you actually go out and try it, but it sucks that it's happening at this time of the year where you're still kind of like, okay, well, who are our best five?
You know, I kind of wonder if we do know, like the answer's there. It just isn't the answer we all want, which is, you know, the best five, but the best five isn't as good as you want them to be.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. For sure, is just like this. It is. That's the reality. This offensive line.
It ain't going to get any better.
This isn't a dominant offensive line.
You know, Connor Williams, 7-2 as a starter. I mean, the Cowboys are 7-2 when he starts. Conor McGovern, 2-3. And it is what it is.
You think it makes that much of a difference?
I'm not saying. I'm just telling you what the records are. I mean, we always talk about sample size and if that's enough and all that. I mean, and who they played and all this stuff. I mean, they played 9 games with him at left. We were hoping that McGovern would fix the problem. Maybe that's the fix, and it wasn't. That's not the issue. That he didn't fix anything. So I'm not saying it's on him or whatever. Maybe that's not the problem. Maybe it was never the problem. The penalties have gone down some, but I don't think so is the running game. So
I'm gonna laugh ruefully. Like, it shouldn't be that simple, right? You're always like, it's all connected. There's all these reasons for all of it. I'm going to laugh if they just run over these guys if Connor Williams starts, which I think he will.
You know who else?
He's a road grader.
You know who else is going to laugh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, his whole career, everybody's like, he's not strong. He can't push anybody off the line.
Driving guys.
Now we get to see the Cowboys go for 230 with Zeke and Ito Smith because Connor's back in the lineup.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, you know who else will laugh? His agent.
Oh, yeah.
As he goes to free agency.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to he was out 4 games. Zeke struggled, whatever. He comes back in the lineup. Yeah.
What do you guys think is will be the biggest thing that Dallas needs to do this weekend to get their offense back going, particularly as Dak was talking about the big challenge being that defenses are playing back. They got to be patient and that sort of thing. What is the biggest thing that they need to do this week to get back on track?
Nothing makes sense. If they're playing back, so there's no more deep ball, and then Schultz isn't catching anything, and the running game's not working, and the little screen passes aren't working, I don't know. Like I don't.
Have they played that good a safety that they can cover the whole field that fast?
Here?
Like, what are we doing?
It's like pick your poison, all of it, and it's all working. It seems like.
I think the biggest. I mean. And I don't know. It should be working. It should be working better than it has been with the way teams have been playing them. But like the number one thing that could fix that is just if the running game gives you a threat. It doesn't.
That's the worst thing though.
What?
You know, like if you're like a mechanic or something, or the stuff that Chris Beam does on that side of it, and you're like, it should be working.
Yeah.
Like it's all. Oh. What's the problem? And why can you hear it?
If you ever want to, nothing
working.
makes me more frustrated than that. Like if everything's like my headphone jack's plugged in, the wire's fine, everything looks and I still can't hear. Like I will freak out.
That's why I hate the term, and I don't ever use it. I hate the term talent. Like if you're on the camera, like, well, the talent's on there. that's BS because it takes a lot more talent to fix it if it messes up. You know what I mean? That's why I look at it. I know that they always say talent, but I think there's more talent on the other side because I couldn't. If it troubleshoots, I couldn't fix that.
Wow, that's a great analogy because nobody.
I was just about to say, where are you going to take the football?
And nobody gives credit to the offensive line, and yet they make everything work for everybody else.
That's your talent.
Yeah, they make it work for the talented players.
And so we want to. If you're going to fix something, that's what needs to get fixed.
Yes, absolutely. I'm the pass happy guy. For early first and second down runs piss me off. I don't like it. But that is the quickest and easiest way to fix this thing is if your running game scares anybody. And they don't have to run for 200 yards. They just have to be averaging 4 or more per carry. It would be so nice to see some 6, 8, 12-yard runs with some regularity. And it didn't look great in Washington, but it looked as close to good as it has in a minute, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so maybe Connor Williams can help with that. Every indication that we're hearing is that Zeke is getting better. I don't get that. Speaking of things you don't get, you're like, he can't make this worse, and he's just going to play through it until he feels better. That doesn't seem like it should make sense, but according to them, it does. He feels better this week than he has in recent weeks. He's got a brace now. I think that'll help him in terms of feeling confident in it. So I don't think he's going to look like he did in September, but maybe he will look as good as he has in a while, especially when you think about all the losses the Giants have on their defense right now.
Nick, you said it doesn't really make sense, but actually a lot about what I think is happening with this offense started to make sense to me this morning as McCarthy was talking when he talked about, and I think he talked about this on his radio show, not in his press conference, but he was talking about how early in the season teams can get by with scheme. You can do a lot of things that teams haven't seen, and that can make you look really, really good early in a season. As the season wears on, you get to week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's more about execution because teams have seen what you're going to do. You're not going to roll out a bunch of new stuff at them every week that they don't really know what's coming. Now it's about your execution. And if you watch this offense play, it's not that everybody is messing up all the time. It's that on a lot of plays, this guy messes up on this play, and then this guy messes up on this play, this guy on this play. And so what tends to happen is it's really more about the fact that just as a unit, they have not been able to consistently execute, and that's what's causing the problems. If they can clean that up, they can fix this offense, and that goes to Dak, that goes to the running backs, that goes to the offensive line, that goes to the receivers. Think about all the mistakes, the drops, the penalties. That's what they got to clean up. If they clean that stuff up, I think that fixes the problem.
They just don't seem to be able to get in a rhythm because of that. But I'll say this, expect to see more from the tight end position this week. That's all I'm going to say. Now, whether or not it's going to be good, that's
dropping knowledge.
What you got over there, Garcia?
I got eyes. That's what I got.
That is a Nick Eatman kind of drop right there.
Just throw it out.
Yeah, just throw it out there, and you've been talking to somebody or something, and it's like, I'm just going to throw this out there, something to keep an eye on.
New implier. The implier strikes back.
All right, let's take our final break.
She didn't say which tight end.
She did not.
She didn't say Schultz. She just said the tight end.
She said the tight end.
Sprinkling in a little knowledge over there.
Maybe you're going to start him this week?
Sprinkling in a little knowledge. My season's done, man. It's over.
He's already killed you.
He killed me last week. I don't get to play again.
This will be the moment. This will be the moment he comes out and has a stellar game.
Fantasy football in a nutshell.
That's exactly right. All right, we're going to take our final break. We'll come back. We're going to talk about these scenarios the Cowboys have to be able to clinch this weekend. And we're going to pick some of these games and then pick, obviously, the big game, Cowboys versus Giants. We'll do that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. We're turning your living room into your office and your gym. We're teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done,
get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to the break.
Dak Prescott is the nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide, recognizing NFL players for outstanding community service, activities off the field, and excellence on the field. Help Dak earn a $25,000 donation to his Faith Fight Finish Foundation by voting on Twitter. Tweet hashtag WPMOY challenge, followed by Prescott through January 17th. Vote Dak.
Welcome back. My final segment of the break.
What was that?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I don't know what back.
Welcome. Hey, man.
Wow.
Final segment of the break. Live from the SWBC Morgan Studios at the Star. Hey, okay, so here's the deal. Cowboys have a couple scenarios where they could clinch the NFC East this weekend. The first thing absolutely has to happen, and we all know this, they've got to beat the Giants in order to clinch. That's the first thing. Second thing, there are 2 different options. First option, easiest option. There has to be a tie between Philadelphia and Washington.
That's easy.
That's the easiest of the options. That tells you how likely the other option is. All right, now the other one.
Did you do the math on that? Is a tie statistically more probable than getting all of these results?
That. What would you guess?
Oh, yes.
Because, I mean, think about a 5-game parlay, or really it would be like a 7-game parlay. Guessing a 7-game parlay, it's almost impossible.
It is, but how many... There's like a tie a year in the NFL, maybe, and there's already been one.
Yeah.
I would love to see the numbers on that. I don't know the answer.
I think there's a better chance of that happening than these 7 games.
I'm gonna laugh if that goes to overtime.
7 games, man. That's a lot.
Keep in mind too, Washington is decimated by COVID.
Yeah.
Like they're like 10-point underdogs to a mediocre Eagles team.
So that could happen. I'm saying it could happen that the Philadelphia Eagles win.
Oh yeah,
because that's the tie.
So it's Cowboys win, Eagles win.
Yeah, if Cowboys and Eagles win, here's the scenario. You got. Actually, there were 5 or 6 games that you had to get.
That's out the window already.
That already got killed. You got to get 5 of 5 Saturday and Sunday.
They were the only
because
underdog.
the Chargers acted like last night. I was like, maybe they're going to pull this off. They end up losing. So that one's out the window. You got to get 5 of 5 on these.
We'll talk to Dave about that afterwards. I want to talk about that game after.
Sure, go ahead and talk about it right now.
Did you think because you're real big on don't score too early. Don't score too early. Did you think were you watching it that close?
I wasn't watching it super close. The Chargers scored, or the Chargers
they both scored early.
The Chargers had the lead, right?
They scored in 28-21 with about 2:30 to go. And got up 7, and then they went and scored with 1:10 to go. The Chiefs went down and scored 28-28.
Yeah.
And then both teams got the ball back again. I mean, it was so.
Yeah, if you're north of the 2-minute warning, that's different for me. Like what pisses me off is when you score with 1:10 left and you could have taken it down to like 25 and they're like, well, what could we do? We had to score. It's like, no, you have to recognize who you're playing.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you're north of the 2-minute warning.
When I saw there before half, though, when they tried to go for it on 4th rather than field goal, I thought it was a horrible decision. But I was thinking to myself, I'm sure Dave's like, that was absolutely the right decision. But I want to hear what you think.
Somebody on Twitter made a good point that if you are going to settle for a field goal, that's not a bad place to do it because – you don't get the benefit of pinning Mahomes deep because you're just going to go at halftime.
Right.
So, if they had kicked a field goal, I wouldn't have killed him for it. But I'm never going to kill you for being aggressive, especially in a game like that. I mean,
where you feel like you got to score a lot.
Ironically, well, no, because they wound up needing 34 points to win. Field goals aren't going to get it done against those types of players and those types of offenses. And if you manage to score They would have gone into halftime, 20? They would have been up 11 points, right? 21-10. So now...
It's not true, though. 34-29 would have got you to win because it went to overtime.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying you went to overtime, so if you left a lot of points on the board.
You needed basically 30 points to win that game. I mean, at the end of the day.
Field goal, yeah.
I get it.
But
the irony is
I'm
that
not killing them for it
both teams missed their opportunities, and so it was a much more defensive game than we were probably expecting. But like I said, it's not always going to work. I'm not going to kill you for it, especially when you're playing that type of team. I just think you need to be aggressive.
Yeah.
So does Aikman do twice as many games as Romo? Is that what happens?
Because he does Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the thing?
I've seen him on a lot of Thursdays this year.
I thought Romo does some Thursday games.
No,
I guess not.
I'm not sure.
I'm
so
pretty
Fox does it all.
Either or NFL Network does it alone. Like NFL Network has a few exclusives that Fox doesn't do, but pretty much every Thursday.
But Aikman's been doing double dipping here. Like Thursday, Aikman and
Buck and Aikman have done like every Thursday and every Sunday.
That money,
good for them.
All right, okay. So we're gonna go through these 5 games, and I want you guys to pick these games for me. Okay.
All right.
So Cowboys need 5 of 5. Patriots. Patriots versus Colts. Cowboys need the Patriots to win. How likely is that to happen, Nick?
Donde está?
What?
It's in Indy.
Oh,
you don't know enough Spanish to know what that means?
Where's the game?
Sorry.
Okay, cool. You've lived in Texas like your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
All right. You work with Amber too.
Colts.
Is the game in Indy?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
I apologize.
My Lord.
my God.
Well, I'm gonna go with the home team on that one, but
Okay.
I would go with the Colts there.
You think the Colts going to win that?
If it's in Indianapolis, I'm going to take. I'm sorry, that matters.
I don't, and I'm sorry. I know that they beat the Bills in a nor'easter and whatever. I'm not. I don't buy the Patriots. Not as a Super Bowl winning team. Like they are a good team. They're the 2016 Cowboys. Like they're a good, solid team. But how far are you going to get with a rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't buy them.
They're at Indy, by the way. Yeah.
And
I go Indy.
No disrespect to Belichick, he's the GOAT. But no.
Yeah. Got a 7 winning streak right now.
I get it.
It's got to end at some point.
Does it?
Yes.
Nobody in there.
Maybe not this year, but at some point it's going to.
Yeah. If that Patriots team beats the Chiefs in the playoffs, no matter where the game is, just put Belichick in the Hall of Fame. Like, just let him move into the Hall of Fame.
I'm just saying I wouldn't bet against him. He's already moved in, by the way.
No, I'm saying no, but like just give him a whole wing. Like, just give him a whole wing in the building.
He's just adding new wings at this point. Yeah, he's already in and got as much space as he wants. All right, so you guys are basically killing it. By tomorrow night, you think this is done.
I mean,
Cowboys have no shot other than a tie.
Of course, anything's possible in the NFL, but I'm not going to be surprised if the Colts win that game.
In that game.
Yeah,
I do too.
Cards have to beat the Lions.
I like the Cardinals in that game.
Okay. Bengals have to beat the Broncos. At your boy.
Look, I'm emotionally invested in the Bengals, and I follow them way more closely than I normally would because of who plays for them. If I've learned anything about them, they are like the classic late Tony Romo era Cowboys where like they win the games they're not supposed to and lose to the teams they're not like so.
And they're in Denver.
But isn't Denver kind of they're up there too?
Dude, the whole AFC is in the playoff race. Like the Jets are like the only team, and the Texans and the Jags, I guess. Like those three are the only ones that are like out of it.
And this is also the time of the year you have to look at weather reports. Like who knows what that's going to be like in Denver this weekend? You just never know. It could be 20 feet of snow.
I hate to bet against my boy, but I could just see the Broncos smashing them for some reason.
I see the Bengals winning that one. So
Dolphins have to beat the Jets.
Yes, Jets are awful.
I'm taking the Jets on that one.
You were taking the Jets over the Dolphins.
I am.
Which ironic.
Jets.
It goes to my point. The Jets are putrid, and they beat this Bengals team. So,
yeah. Give me the Jets.
They're at Miami too. You're still taking the Jets.
I almost asked the dumbest question in the world. I almost asked where the game was. Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't. I caught myself.
It would be dumb because the Cowboys are playing
the Giants
in their stadium,
and the Giants play. Yeah.
See, Derek didn't even know why that was dumb.
I was sitting there like, okay.
I seriously was like, where is that game?
Yeah, no, it's in.
I mean, they could have played Saturday night, whatever. No.
They could have played Saturday.
They could have, but yeah.
Right. I wonder if they ever done that Saturday, Sunday.
It seems like an awfully quick turnaround because
Because they have to flip everything.
It's kind of cool how that works. Like, if you go there for a Jets game, everything's green. If you go there for a Giants game, everything's blue. And there's like a whole army of people that, like, the Jets have their own Ring of Honor and their own Super Bowl banner.
You got to re-stencil the field. Like, there's a lot of stuff.
The field goes without saying, but even like the banners and stuff change when they play those games.
They got to cover up those Hall of Fame.
I don't know if they cover them up.
That's an interesting thing. I never noticed that. We're going to look this week.
Let's go look for Mark Gastineau. See if he's up there.
They might.
Heard of him?
Yeah.
They might keep. I think they keep both Rings of Honor up, but like the banners at the top that say like Giants football and stuff, like those go away during Jets games.
There's no Jets.
I don't think so. No.
I'm gonna go. Can I switch?
Sure.
I'm gonna go back to Miami on that.
Okay, Miami. And
I was gonna say with all these teams, I mean, the only one that I think everyone could be certain of or to say is like that Giants game. But other than that, even with bad teams, it plays in your head like I could see it going the other way.
Lions, Cardinals.
There's only one.
There's
only one of these games where it's like the team is there's such a lopsided thing between the two teams, and that's Cardinals Lions. All the rest of them, it's a game where you might have a favorite, but it's like they're kind of shaky, so I don't really know.
We are dedicating a lot of time to something.
Trying to win the division.
I get it. It reminds me of like the guy in your office that's like, so then I need Keenan Allen to do this, but if it goes to Eckler, then I'm going to lose my matchup. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't care about all these details. But I get it. I get it.
You know, we're filling radio time.
That's sure.
You kind of want the Colts to beat the Patriots and
just to get it over with.
No, absolutely not. I want the Cowboys to lock up the division as soon as possible so that they can do stuff like rest guys that need rest. It just seems like such a small percentage.
It's not
chance
dramatic enough. You know, with the Cowboys, you need some drama.
To steal Nick's line, like, is McCord packing hats? Like, are the equipment guys packing hats?
I'm guessing they are. If they want to celebrate it, I'm guessing they are. And by the way, they will not. I just thought about that. They will not because they won't know until after the 3:00 games are done because there's one game. All of these are noon games except for, there's a Saturday night. Then the rest of them are noon, and then the other one is the Broncos and Bengals. Yeah. That happens at 3. So they won't know until we're maybe in the air.
Right? You can't open up a box on the plane?
You
Pass it around?
You could, but I think it's that's also kind of thing of, are you doing it so you can get the photo op, or are you doing it just to give them out, right? I mean,
the Philly Washington game's at noon. They could tie and we win the game, and then there's
very true,
so,
very true,
go,
very true. That is such a motley crew right there.
I mean, these offensive linemen right now.
Oh my God,
Nate.
What does Joe have on?
Cowboy Santa.
Oh my God. I mean, this right here, seriously, is the same guy.
I've never seen Nate smile
different.
so much.
Yeah.
I mean, this was Joe Looney was Nate, jolly wise and all that. I mean, he was the same guy. We were looking at Joe Looney.
I'll just let you guys know. Just stay tuned.
Hanging with the boys.
There's gonna be something going on Hanging with the Boys today. So make sure you stay tuned for this. It's gonna be interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Chris has the camera on, Dave. So
you can kind of see him
look over my shoulder. Yeah, you can
kind of see him in the background.
There you go.
You guys get a chance to look behind the curtain.
Do some dancing, Joe.
Oh God.
All right, real quick, let's get some picks. Cowboys versus Giants. Who wins this Sunday? Amber, you go first.
Cowboys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
All right. Dave.
I think I'm gonna keep betting on this offense to finally get it right. It just reminds me of like one puzzle piece is in the wrong spot, and they're eventually gonna get it. I don't know why it's taking them so long, but this is a good opponent to do it against. They should win comfortably. Similar to last week, I think they're capable of building out a lead, and what's Mike Glennon gonna do? Hopefully, it's a little more pretty in the second half, like 30. They're gonna crack 30. Be a first time since Thanksgiving. 34 to 14.
Okay, Nick.
Cowboys.
They won 27-17 and 27-10. I'm going to stick to 27 the last. In these 3 road games on the road, I'm going to stay at 27. 27-12.
Okay.
I think they're better. I think Giants will mess around and have a few field goals here or do something, but I think it'll be kind of an ugly game. I think it's going to be very similar to what we've seen before. They're better. It'll take 2 minutes to see who's better, but it'll take 55 to really just kind of put it away.
I think this is a blowout. I think by third quarter, I'm going to put in the writing emoji to Dave on Twitter saying, "Go ahead and get your story done, man.
What's going to be happening."
What?
They're going to blow him out, and he's going to be like, Broncos 21
Yes.
and Bengals 15.
That's exactly what's going to be happening.
Oh,
that's exactly what's going to be happening. We're going to be by fourth quarter. We're going to be watching the other games on our laptops.
But then, like, something bad's going to happen.
The Cowboys
Derek's
be up
going to
by
take it
by
worse
3
than
touchdowns.
everybody.
The Cowboys be up by 3 touchdowns, and then Barkley breaks a long one. I'm like, whoa, hey,
man. It
hey,
doesn't
slow
matter.
down on
It
that
doesn't
article.
even matter.
Take a second.
Derek will annoy me. That is what will happen. One way or the he'll
That's
either
my job.
I know. He'll
Annoy
either be
you.
like slapping me and telling me to get started working or complaining that why is Barkley averaging 8 yards a carry?
Look, game day
This
is
is
not
Mike
fun
Davis
if I'm
from
not annoying
780,
you.
and the Giants have gotten back into this game. Saquon Barkley with a touchdown. We'll be right back here on KLTL.
And Nick's standing up looking at the guy like, what the
No,
hell
this
are you doing?
is going to be the most fun we've had watching the Cowboys since Atlanta. Like
41-13.
Wow, 40.
41-13. That's what they're going to put up this week.
They're going to get is it going to be a takeaway fest or is the offense actually going to play
The
well?
defense is going to score at least one touchdown.
All right. That's my question. So 16 guys have scored a touchdown this year, which ties the record.
Mike is going to get one.
It's going to be Micah? He's
Micah's
the next
gonna
one?
get one.
Who would be the next guy that hasn't scored? You think Micah?
Micah's going to get one.
I'm going with the easy one.
It'll be that's across the whole team, right?
The whole team.
It'll just be boring. Like Jeremy Sprinkle will catch a touchdown on Sunday. Yeah.
I'm going to go Corey Clement. That's the easy
That's
one.
actually an easy one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Micah's got to get in the end zone. He's going to get in the end zone.
That would be awesome. Don't get me wrong.
I said this on Media Mash before because he's got more stats than Lawrence Taylor's rookie year when that. But what Lawrence Taylor did, I think it was Thanksgiving against the Lions. He picked off a pass at the 1 yard line, threw a little out. He picked it off at the 1, housed it. I mean, as a line
at
his own
at their one.
He went 100 or whatever against
Okay.
the Lions his rookie year on Thanksgiving, and that was like, okay, MVP on defense MVP.
That would be the thing. Like that's how you win it.
Right, that's how you do it.
This
That's how
is
you win it.
I hate that that's true, but like if Micah gets a pick 6 before the season's over, I think that could be enough to swing it where you're just like, what can't he do?
Right.
I've seen somebody go 100 yards at MetLife Stadium there. Do you remember? 100-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Interception?
Yep, yeah, the Cowboy legend Brian McCann.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
That's the craziest game we've ever. Garrett's first win. Lights went out.
Oh,
yep.
Sitting next to Rob
Crazy night.
Phillips,
Yeah.
lights just go out.
Yeah.
Rob and I both were. We weren't.
Was that?
That was not cool.
I don't
I'm
have
trying to think. What that wasn't the game where that toward the end of the game they kicked the ball off and kicked it out of bounds. The Giants did.
No.
No, I'm thinking that's a Parcells, right?
Yeah.
That was Parcells, right? Yeah.
7 years off.
It's been like MetLife has been the scene of some really cool stuff, but recently it's just been kind of meh to bad. Like Jarwin, the Black Cat was at MetLife. They lost to the Jets at MetLife. Dax
Lights went out at MetLife.
The Hail
at the
Mary
new
to
stadium.
Beasley. Obviously, OBJ. I know. Sorry, Cowboy fans, not to trigger you, but
As Des said, we still got that done.
oh, as every Cowboy fan ever, like, man, what a cool. Did you know they won? Did you hear the final score? Did you hear the final score? You know who won? Shut up. Shut
fair.
up, OBJ.
Fair.
Still the best catch I've ever seen.
Absolutely
I don't
it is.
care.
Absolutely it is. Give him credit for it.
It is because all these other catches that guys have done like that, they do it like from the 6 yard line. That thing was coming from the 50.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how strong your arm and your hands have to be to control it and catch it.
'Cause it's coming down fast.
People,
like that.
people will try to discredit it because of the gloves, and these gloves definitely help you catch the ball. But like, get real.
It ain't stick 'em.
Get real.
I mean,
That dude still got it too. I didn't think he did, man. I was watching him the other day. Like,
He can still play.
I remember at the Pro Bowl. We were at the Pro Bowl in 2014, and Witten. It was one of those practices where everyone's got the goofy hats on, and it's not really a practice. Witten makes a catch, and we're kind of standing over there, and he goes, Odell Beckham is the most explosive player I've ever seen. And I'm like, and then just goes back to the huddle. He caught a pass and like, most explosive player I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, and he's already back. I'm like, oh, I guess we're not really talking. That was just
just wanted to drop that on you.
Just wanted to say that.
Just drop it on you. All right, we appreciate you guys, Jones. We'll be back on Monday. We'll tell you what went right and wrong for the Cowboys. Still in for Nick Eatman, Dave Hellman, Amber Garcia. I am Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com. Radio Miss.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?